Hi everyone, welcome to English with Sepid. Today again we are gonna enrich your grammar by telling some very useful points. So before getting started, just take a look at this link above. It's really important, okay? So touch the link and watch the previous sessions. Today we are gonna work on simple past tense. If you remember, the previous session we talked about simple past. So we talked about the past tense of am, is, are. We changed them into was and were. The past tense of am and is, was. The past tense of are, were. So, but in this part, we are gonna talk about some main verbs. If you remember, again, we worked on simple present tense by using some main verbs in our speaking, and we talked about our habits. But this time, we are gonna work on simple past, our memories, or the things that happened before. And we want to talk about these finished actions. Let's get started. Now, you see a picture here. So, I've drawn that for you. There's a TV. So, as you see, here is a living room. They are two brothers. They are watching TV. They are sitting on the sofa or couch. This is the description. But I'm talking about now, the moment. So I'm using the present continuous tense. But for the habits, we use simple present tense. Let's take a look at the first sentence and talk about their habits or routines. Now they are watching TV. How about every day? So every night here, actually, every night on a regular basis as a habit or routine. They watch TV every night. Let's go to the past tense. So here we are going to talk about last night. Last night. If we want to talk about the last night, we should change our verb. Take a look at the verb. Let's go. They watched TV last night. So we change the verb. They watched TV last night. There's a point here. We need to add an ed in order to take the verb to the past tense and talk about our memories or the events that happened before in the past. So they watched. Let's go to the other verbs that can be changed by adding ed into the past tense. There's a point here. It says regular verbs. So we call them regular verbs because we don't change the verbs, only we add ed in order to take them to the past tense. Let's take a look at the first verb. Work changes into worked. I worked hard yesterday. So this is an example. Clean changes into cleaned. She cleaned her room 2 days ago. Again, this is past tense. Start. Started. He started his job a month ago or last month. Look. Looked. I looked for my glasses. So I couldn't find it. I looked for them, searched. Looked, here just changes. Look, looked. Let's go to the next verb. Stay, stayed. My friend stayed at our house last night. Need, needed. I needed a book last week. I needed a book. So, and I bought it, actually. We change these verbs into the past tense by adding ed to them. And I set some examples. Again, I will just give you some more examples. But let's go to this column. In this column, again, we add ed. But there's a kind of difference. The difference is that if some verbs like try and study, there's a kind of point here. If we have these two verbs, they change into the past tense by taking IED. So pay attention. Try, tried, IED, not only ED. So there's a point here because try is like this. This is the vowel sound and this is consonant. We change it like this, but stay is not like this. Again, two vowel sounds together. We don't need to change it into ID. But in try, the case is totally different. Let's go to the next verb. I mean, study. So, because it has an I here. Study changes into studied, I-E-D. Try, studied. Copy, copied, I-E-D. How about these types of verbs? Take a look at the verb stop. There's a kind of point here. We have a consonant, then we have a vowel sound, again consonant. In such a situation, you should add another P because of this rule. Consonant, vowel, consonant. So we should say stopped, like this, double P. Again, so this was one of the points and another one here. Plan, the same rule, consonant, vowel, and consonant. So we would say planned, double N. This is the rule. So let's go to the next part for more examples. Let's go to the examples, but before going to the examples, I want to tell you a very important point here. Pay attention that I, you, we, they, he, she, it are our subject pronouns. For all our subject pronouns, we have the same verb form in the past tense. We don't need S, we don't need ing, nothing, only ed. I watched TV last night. She watched TV last night. So all of them are the same. Let's go to this example. This example is written in the simple present tense. I brush my teeth every morning. This is a kind of routine. I brush my teeth every morning. However, if we want to change it into past tense, we need proper time marker. Pay attention to the time marker. This morning. Now it is afternoon. If we want to talk about this morning, we are referring to the past tense. Here we can say, this morning I brushed my teeth. Because morning is the past tense, now it is the afternoon. Well, we are talking about the finished actions or the actions that we did in the past. So let's go to 3 more examples and their time markers, which are really important, which show or indicate the past tense. The first example, yesterday. Yesterday, you know. Today, yesterday. Yesterday, it rained all morning. It rained. It means we are talking about the action that finished. It was only about the yesterday. And yesterday here is important. We enjoyed the party. We enjoyed the party last night. Last night. We are talking about last night. It means not tonight. Last night, which refers to the past tense. In some sentences, in simple past tense, we can put yesterday, we can bring last night in order to show that the action finished. Now here, we played soccer or football 2 days ago. Again, another time marker, 2 days ago, 2 weeks ago, a week ago, a month ago, a year ago. Ago shows that something is in the past. It's not a routine. Remember, if we want to use simple past sentences, we are only talking about the finished actions and our memories in the past. Let's go to the next part. Let's turn to practice part. On our practice part, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sentences. The first sentence, we are going to change the verbs in the parentheses and write the past tense here. Let's get started. It's hot, to be verb. So for it, we normally use is. But if we want to change is into the past tense, we should say it was hot. So I open. The past tense of open, opened, because it's a regular verb. So I opened the window. Next sentence. When I was a child is exactly talking about the past tense and the memories. I enjoy. Enjoyed. I enjoyed eating candy. Now, the next one. Her grandfather died. The past tense of die. Died. Her grandfather died when he was 70. On my last trip, so I'm talking about my trip and vacation, place that I traveled and something like that. I stay. The past tense of stay, stayed. I stayed at a fancy hotel. It means it was a very luxurious hotel. That was all. That was the end of this session. See you next session.